Well, good morning, third hour. Welcome back, I should say. So let's talk about what we're doing today in Speech 2, the second ever Speech 2 class. So as you can tell, I'm excited. So you can expect every day I will have a slide like this so that you know what exactly you can expect in class in this interesting way of doing it. I will be back once I have 2 shots of the vaccine. In the meantime, as you can see, Ms. Grundy is super helpful in getting the screen up, reminding me when the bell rang, letting me know who's there and who's not. I'll be the one taking attendance. I'm still the one coming up with the lessons and doing all your grading. So what you can expect this week, I'm going to go through the welcome folder, brief intro, you know me, so that part won't take long, little tour, how the class works, semester units, and then the syllabus. We're not going to read the entire syllabus. I've taken pieces of it to discuss with you. Then I'm going to talk about the week 1 slides, checklists, schedules, goals, how assessments work, and we'll preview the week 1 work. This week is weird because, as you know, you day 1 folks, it's really day 2, confusing. So what you can expect in day 2, and you are welcome to either join us in the Google Meet. You've all been invited to every section of the Google Meets for the week. So you can hop on that way, or you can go on Schoology and watch the recording of day 2 once I have it. It should be the end of the day, Friday. So Friday, day 2, I'm going to talk scheduling tips, which you're also going to do in homeroom today. And I'm going to talk about anxiety strategies. I have set everything up as per usual so that if you want to work on your own and not listen to lecture, you can click right through and get it done. But if you need that one-on-one lecture time, me going through it, got that for you too. So I'm going to click into the welcome folder now, talk about that. You have this as well on your Schoology. Going backwards in time. So I'm really excited about Speech 2. This is a class that students have been asking for ever since I started teaching Speech 1. And thanks to the taxpayers, we get to do this. So if you are working a job, thank you for your money. All right, so you know me, nothing new. I've updated up there what classes I teach. As you know, this creature, the cat, and then the partner, they may be in the background sometimes. It'll happen. We're going to play through. It's speech. All right. Tour. Just a reminder for you. Things in the room you
can't see the slideshow.
Oh, no. Well, let's go.
It was stuck on the outline of what we're doing.
Well, that's silly. All right. Thank you for letting me know. Let's try this again. Okay, can you see tour?
No.
No.
I can only see you. I can't see you presenting.
Weird. All right, let's try this again. Remember I said technical difficulties in the beginning? Gonna figure it out. We're gonna play through. How about now? All right. Thank you, Grindy. All right. So tour. The charging station, the good one, is under the flag. And then so is the good pencil sharpener. Supplies for you folks, front right. You can also use any of the speech books that we have. Those are in the front left. We'll be using them throughout the course as well. As you know, you can grab any book to read and bring it back when you're done. Art supplies are in the cabinet marked art supplies. And then if you need a dictionary or something, the reference books are in the skinny cabinet by Fedora's room. Okay, so now it should say, how will this class work? Let's talk about how we've organized things. So work and assignments are organized by week instead of by day. That's to help keep things organized for you. Keep it simple. So you can always expect one assignment a week. There might be up to 4 tasks on that assignment, but I will always have it organized on one handout for you. So you always know what you're handing in. So for example, week 1, hand in the week 1 handout. Keeping it simple. I know you have other classes, less for you to organize. All the lessons, as I said earlier, are organized on Schoology, and I'll also do Google Meets, as you can see. Distance learners, any learner really, you can hop into whatever Google Meet of this class you need to. For example, you hybrid students, let's say next week you're ill and you miss a day, you can hop into the Meet later in the week and join it then. That's absolutely fine with me. And in the welcome folder, I have a GMeet schedule. I have a handout that has my schedule. It also has the link. I'm told that the thing that's working the best for getting into Google Meets is using the invite that you got yesterday. All right, so here's how presentations work. Just like the last time you were in this class, you can always perform in class, but you also have the option of submitting a filmed edited performance, and that goes for every student. So if you're in hybrid, you are not automatically having to perform in class if you don't want to. Let Grinny and I know what your plan is if you plan to perform in class so that we can plan time. As you know, you can always have notes. That hasn't changed. You can always have a note card or some cheat sheet up there with you. We snap instead of clap. And then I'm going to keep random speaking order with volunteers. So if you want to conquer your anxiety by volunteering, you absolutely can. Just like speech 1, you're going to get a rubric for every speech, and you can always revise. You can always revise to get a better score. And that's in all assignments. So here are the units that we're going to do the entire semester. So Unit 1, Building Success. 2, Preparing an Online Presentation. 3, Storytelling. 4, Ceremonial Speaking. And then 5, Presenting as a Small Group. The last one, we're going to have to offer a lot of choices because some of you will want to work with people in class. Some of you will want to work with the distance learners or with family or even with friends. So there's going to be options for that last one. Details of this first unit. So this first week, we're going to talk basically goals, standards, how things will work, getting you used to it. And then week 2, we're going to do what's called table topics. That just means small talk. Many of you indicated that you would like more practice in the skill of small talk when you were in speech 1. So we're going to do that next week. We're also going to learn how to do active listening when you're doing small talk. Week 3, you're going to write and perform a speech introducing yourself. So you can start thinking now on what kinds of things you want to let the class know about you to introduce you. And then week 4, we're going to present some of the table topics that we were practicing in week 2. So let's talk about the syllabus a little bit. So as you can see, I got the course description up there. You can read that at your leisure. The entire syllabus is in the welcome folder as well. Main thing on this slide is how do you get a hold of Ms. Copeland if you need help? 3 main ways. Email, that's right up there. Schoology message, or you can send me a text using Google Voice. I have my Google Voice number up there. This way, I don't have to give out my personal cell phone, but you can still get me on my phone if you need some help. Recommended materials. Have a charged iPad every day. That'll help. Bonus if you have paper, something to write on, something to write with. Note cards and headphones are also going to be very helpful. Not required to go out and purchase those things, but it'll help you out. And as you know, I have note cards for you in the white bookcase. So instead of writing rules, I just wrote expectations because I figure you're almost adults. It's more expectations than rules. You know the rules of school. So these are for you and for me. So these are things we'll do. Well, first, we'll show up on time and be prepared to start on time. Second, focus, listen, work, and try. And then third, respect yourself, others, the classroom. Be falcon kind when you can. Life's tough. Be nice. And if you're, I think that covers everything rule-wise. If you feel like I'm missing something or you have a question about the rules, feel free to ask me. Okay, the math of the class. So all your grades are broken up into two main types, summative and formative. Formative is the practicing, getting ready, learning part of a course. That's 40% of your grade this semester. 60% is going to be summative assessments. That's end assessments, things like quizzes in another class. In this class, summative is going to be the speeches you perform at the end of the units and then the reflection on those speeches. So in other words, make sure you do the speeches. You won't be able to pass otherwise. Makes sense. Hopefully, this is a speech class, speech 2 even, you're advanced. All right, so that is the welcome folder, and let's attempt to switch to the other one. So you should right now see a green slide that says week 1 checklist. And you know me, I love color coding. So everything is color coded and formatted. You can expect a similar format each week, so it's easier for you to get your work done. So your checklist for this week is to read and learn about how class works, and we're also going to learn about anxiety strategies, 2 of them. Then show your thinking and learning on the week 1 handout. This is also going to include you making some goals for the course. All of your work is due before midnight every Friday. I'm going to keep that the same, again, consistency to make life easier for you. There is no penalty for late work. So if you get it in Saturday, that's fine. Of course, you want to get it in every week so that you don't get behind. I'll also include for you my schedule on the slides so you can see at a glance, hey, when can I join her in open office? As you can see, it's going to be 6 hours today for that, Wednesdays 2 to 3. All right, so here are your notes. So I'll just skim over some of these to show you how they work and how the class will work. So the first unit, here are the goals and the skills, the things we're going to work on. You're going to learn how the class works. Like I said earlier, you're going to learn small talk conversational skills, active listening, a little bit of team building with your small talk topics presentation. And then we're also going to be reviewing the PV legs, the performance aspects. Formative and summative, I talked about earlier. This just details it a little more specifically for this first unit. So for formative assessments in Unit 1, there's going to be goal writing, small talk and listening, and table topics. And again, all of this will be included on your weekly handouts. You don't have to chase down specific handouts. At the very end of the unit, this is what you'll be writing your reflection on. How well did I meet the standard? The state standard that we're going to hit this unit, this first one, is working with peers to promote collaborative discussions and decision making, setting goals and deadlines, and establishing individual roles as needed. And you'll be working on that in your table topics. All right, summary of your work for this first week. So you're going to be asked to write 3 things you've learned about speech 2 so far. Write which of the goals from Unit 1 are most beneficial to you, and then come up with your own goals or goal. 3 things you learned about anxiety techniques. You'll be able in a moment here to go through the slides and do that. And then 2 questions you still have or 2 things you want Ms. C to know about you. For the 2 things you want me to know about you, you could easily make one of those your preferred pronouns. For example, mine are she and her. All right, here's how I'll grade you. Mechanics, complete sentences, not part of the grade. Grading you on what you say. And then you also get to work with one another, if you so wish. It's speech class, so of course you can talk. Just keep social distancing in mind. All right, so I'm going to preview quickly what your handout looks like, and then I'm going to let you get started on some of these things. So each week you'll have a handout that looks similar to this. It'll give you instructions at the top, an overview of what you're doing and how to do it. You can always expect I'll have a rubric there that says what I'm looking for, how I'm grading it, and I will circle one of these numbers according to how well you did. All right, and then when you have prompts, when you have places you need to write, I will include a star for you to write. And the reason why is that way when you are reviewing your work to see if it's done before you submit it, just quick scan. Do I have writing next to every star? If so, I'm done. All right. So here are the questions that I had just summarized. You folks at this point, you have the rest of the time to talk to one another, to preview any of those materials, start thinking about what you want for your intro speech, or get started on that week 1 handout. Just like every week, I will be in the Google Meet until the end of class. So if you need to ask me a question, pop in here, ask me the question. You're more than welcome as well to ask Grindy if you can go out to the pod, sit in a comfy chair, and talk to me one-on-one that way. All right. I'm so excited you're here. Let's give you time to work on this stuff.